But it's important for you to know that America's healthcare system is, in fact, a drug cartel.
So Candace Owens just delivered the most accurate breakdown of America's healthcare scam I've ever heard. She's cutting through decades of propaganda to expose how insurance companies and government created a rigged system that has nothing to do with free markets. This is essential viewing.
Brought in $281 billion in revenue last year. They were projecting even more. And yet the healthcare recipients have never been more unhappy. So what does that tell you?
United Health controls nearly 15% of America's entire health insurance market. That's monopoly territory. When a company can rake in $281 billion while customer satisfaction plummets, you're looking at a cartel, not a competitive market. The numbers prove her point perfectly.
It's a partnership between the government and private insurance companies to basically price gauge. They make ordinary procedures that should cost hundreds of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. So it is not capitalist. You will see people speaking about, well, capitalism and free markets, it's a failure. Look at the healthcare system. No, that is not an example of the free market system, okay?
This distinction is crucial. Real capitalism requires competition, price transparency, and consumer choice. Healthcare has none of these. Government regulations create barriers to entry, protect established players, and eliminate the price discovery mechanisms that make markets work.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a free market scenario, you should obviously know how much something costs. That's pretty basic, right? You walk into a store, a shirt says it's $100. You say, oh no, that's way too expensive for a t-shirt. I'm not paying that. So you walk out of that store, and then you walk across the street to a different store, and it says, hey, we sell t-shirts for $20. And you say, sold. Okay, so the guy next door who's got it for $100, he's either going to lower his prices or he's going to go out of business. That's how a fair free market environment works.
Healthcare deliberately breaks every rule that governs normal commerce. Imagine if restaurants couldn't tell you menu prices until after you ate, then build your food insurance company. It would be illegal in any other industry, yet we accept it in healthcare.
In the healthcare industry, you walk into a doctor's office. You have no idea how much anything costs. They can't tell you. Sorry. They can only tell you how much things cost after you have had the procedure. You get sent a bill and your insurance company pays maybe some of it, and then you kind of have to pay the rest.
This opacity would trigger consumer protection lawsuits in any other sector. Car dealerships must disclose prices up front. Airlines show ticket costs before booking. Only healthcare gets away with financial ambush tactics that would land other businesses in court.
You pay deductible towards that bill that you don't know how much it's going to cost into the future. And you basically have to keep paying your insurance company in advance of you even getting ill or getting sick. And your insurance company also tells you exactly which doctors you're allowed to go to. You can't shop. You can't be like, well, I think this doctor's better. It's like, no. This is your healthcare plan. These are the doctors that you can go to. And of course, they're doing all of these deals behind closed doors, and the patients are completely blindfolded, okay?
It's like being forced to buy groceries through a food insurance plan that only covers specific stores, charges monthly premiums whether you eat or not, then still bills you extra at checkout. No rational market operates this way.
A great example of that is laser eye surgery. So that procedure used to be covered by insurance, and it therefore used to cost tens of thousands of dollars because they're like, we're making up the prices as we go along. Ha ha ha, $30,000. Then the insurance company said, you know what? We're not going to cover that anymore. We're not going to cover LASIK eye surgery because we consider it to be cosmetic. So guess what happened? Doctors started competing.
LASIK is the perfect case study. Cosmetic surgery and veterinary care follow the same pattern. Direct payment, price competition, falling costs, improving quality. When insurance gets removed, healthcare actually starts working like every other industry.
Yeah, you had to walk into the store, you'd see the price, and the doctors had to compete with one another. Today, the average price of LASIK eye surgery for both eyes is just $4,100. That is the average price, 2023, $4,100 for both eyes. That's incredible. That really is incredible.
That's an 86% price drop while quality dramatically improved. LASIK success rates are now over 99%, with faster procedures and better technology. This is what happens when doctors compete for patients instead of negotiating with insurance bureaucrats.
Brian Thompson was the CEO of United Healthcare. They're a big guy, big fish. He was preparing to host the company's annual healthcare conference, which was taking place at the New York Hilton in Midtown. He was set to announce the company's hugely profitable $450 billion billion projected revenue for 2025 because they're just stealing from people who don't have money, who can't afford procedures.
Those revenue projections are accurate. United Health's profit margins have grown 40% since 2020, while patient satisfaction scores declined. When your business model rewards denying care rather than providing it, these results are inevitable.
When you understand that it's a drug cartel, you also have to accept that sometimes in drug cartels, people get murdered, okay? I know that people are wearing suits, but what they're doing is in fact criminal.
The comparison is apt. Drug cartels and healthcare both extract money through coercion, one through violence, the other through legal monopolies. Both create artificial scarcity, inflate prices, and harm people for profit. The suits don't change the outcome.
And as the CEO, Thompson led a firm that, just so you guys are aware, United Healthcare provides healthcare coverage to more than 49 million Americans, myself included. And I can tell you this is a scam business. There's no question about it. That business run by Thompson brought in $281 billion in revenue last year.
Her personal experience adds real credibility here. If someone with her resources and media platform calls United Health a scam, imagine what average Americans face. Most people can't afford to fight claim denials or find alternative care.
We also know that he himself was being paid, Brian Thompson, $10.2 million annually. That was his pay package. It includes his salary, his bonus, as well as some stock options and awards, which made him one of the company's highest paid executives.
That's $28,000 per day, while United Health denies claims at twice the industry average. Executive bonuses are literally tied to keeping medical costs down, meaning their wealth increases when sick people get denied care.
Brian Thompson is a victim. Brian Thompson also victimized a lot of people. I want to say that as well. Never an excuse to be celebrating the death of someone in broad daylight.
This moral clarity is exactly what's needed. Violence is wrong, but so is a system that causes preventable deaths through legal means. Acknowledging both truths opens space for real reform instead of just taking sides.
It's just wrong and it's backwards, but I hope that I've at least given you guys a clear picture on what exactly it is that's going on.
The LASIK example alone should end every healthcare debate. When markets work, prices fall, and quality rises. Her analysis cuts through political noise to show us exactly what real healthcare reform looks like, and it's not more government intervention.